I'm going to talk to you briefly about translating expressions. Let's review. If you've seen a word problem or a sentence asking you to solve or to simplify, but it uses words instead of just giving you those subtraction or addition signs or multiplication signs. Some of the words you should be used to is sum, referring to addition, difference, referring to subtraction, and product, referring to multiplication. So the first thing we need to be able to identify is what is it asking us to do? So when we are looking at what is it asking us to do, we need to think about not only that operation we're going to be using, but are we going to be using parentheses? Parentheses can be very important to help us group our terms together so that we don't make some silly mistakes. So that we make sure, especially with multiplication, that we are going to be distributing properly. So let's look at some ideas here. Identify what is grouped. So if I wrote find the sum of 5 and 2, I'm sure that's something that you could write down pretty quickly. We first refer to sum, and we should understand that it's going to be addition. So we would write 5 plus 2. Hopefully that seemed pretty simple to you. What about if we say find the sum of 5x and 3x plus 4? Well, what is being grouped together? This and helps us know where we're going to put this operation sign. And if it's sum, we know it to be addition. So we have 5x, and then we know we're going to put that addition sign, and we know it's addition because it said sum. And then we have the next term, or terms, in this case, our binomial, 3x plus 4. Now with addition, it doesn't matter if we use parentheses. So we're not going to make a mistake here. But when it comes to difference, or it comes to product, we could make a mistake if we don't group these terms. So with difference, look at these two. We have 6x minus 4 and 3x plus 2. This is asking us to use the difference, which means subtraction. Pause the video and see if you can figure out how you would write it, and then let's check. So hopefully you've checked it out, or you've tried it. And if we have these two binomials, we should think of grouping these and using parentheses to group them. So if I group 6x minus 4, now I'm going to use where it says and, I'm going to use what operation it's asking me to do, and it says difference. And then we're going to use 3x plus 2. And you see how I grouped them? And this is important because when we're subtracting them, hopefully you remember with the other learning targets what we need to do. We need to then distribute that negative across that second binomial. So specifically, what about multiplication? It says here, what is the product? And product should bring to mind multiplication. Now it gives you 7x and 2x plus 5. So we should know to write 7x as one of our terms. We're going to have and we could use a multiplication dot as our product or a multiplication symbol, or we could use parentheses. But we definitely want to make sure we group this binomial because this is saying it's all together. Okay, so this is all together, but we're multiplying the 7x, and it says and 2x plus 5. What that means then is this 7x needs to be multiplied to each and every term in that parenthesis. And in here, it's meaning multiply that 7x by each and every term here. And how we would write it out is to make sure that we wrote it out using parentheses so that we are able to distribute that 6x to 2x and say 7x times 5. So now pause the video and see if you can work out what is the product of 10x and 8x minus 2. Okay, hopefully you got 10x. Use your parentheses. Let's get the x in there, sorry. And then 8x minus 2. And use your distribution to multiply. Look at the other videos in order to remember how we need to multiply when we distribute.